Good morning. Good morning. How you folks doing?
We're live.
I tell you, we're excited to be here with you. We had a good time last night in our workshop.
Like.
We're gonna talk about something.
Hit that like, hit that share. Tell somebody to come on in here. We are going to talk about words.
The language of success and influence. Now, both Lisa and I have taken training in this, and we also have life lessons, and we also studied this a lot. So I'm comfortable with saying that we might be authorities.
Words matter.
On these things. Words matter. I teach it already. We both have taken consistent positive direction language training, and we're gonna have a good time today. I did some research this morning, so I'm excited about that too. So,
absolutely.
Trying to mix up all my stuff here. Today here in Charlotte, North Carolina, we woke up to a balmy 72 degrees, and it's going to go up to 81 or 82 degrees today in my city. How about yours?
Hey, Miss, how's it doing up there? Up top, is it called? I'm sorry, up top is New Jersey. They try to camouflage that.
Wow, you gonna come out there swinging like
that? For real.
But the next 4 days, starting today, we're gonna have days over 80 degrees. We hadn't had 4 days of 80 degrees in a long time here, so we're looking forward to that.
We are looking forward to it all. But words matter. How do you say what you see without delaying what you need or what you want? Learning how to use your words properly. I mean, that was one of the first things you learned in life, right? Use your words. Use your words. Milk, that was the first word, or mom was the first word, dad was actually the first word. And then mom was the first word that you were like, say mom, because all that time you saying daddy. Anyway, I digress.
You can try to get him to say mama all you want, but his baby's going to say daddy.
That's the first word. But words matter. Why do they matter? They help not only to articulate your desires, but they also help to reinforce your viewpoint.
And they have a lot to do with your direction, where you're going.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about that and more in just a moment. Back in a moment.
Good morning, my name is Brian McNeill.
And I am LisaSantiagoMcNeilll.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Like. We are here.
Miss Phyllis, you first in the room today. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Boogie down.
This is gonna be fun. You know, there's a whole teaching called NLP. You ever heard of NLP? Neuro-linguistic programming. You know what neuro-linguistic programming really is? It's the science of language. That's what it is. The language that we use that causes everything. The language we use causes us to feel good or bad. It causes us to move forward or backwards. It causes us to believe we can or believe we cannot by the language we choose. And even, and it's a delineating line. The thoughts in our head are one thing, but the words we let escape our lips are another. Because once we let those negative things escape our lips, a lot of things go on with your body. First off, your ears get involved because you said it, they heard it, and then it goes back into your brain, and then your subconscious mind acts on it, trying to prove it right. That's what happens. That's why you can't afford the luxury of a negative thought, especially when you're sick. When you're sick, you can't afford the luxury of a negative thought because you'll get sicker. That's why I read a book on cancer survivors called You Can't Afford the Luxury of a Negative Thought. But people that are dealing with cancer, you can't afford to, with your body already fighting so much, you can't afford to hurt yourself.
Shirt.
What?
This shirt There's a different color on screen than it is in real life.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that was just a random thought. Just jumped out of nowhere.
It's a different color on that screen versus this screen versus real life as well. But it's okay because I'm not going to change the shirt now. I already got it on.
Well, I didn't want you to change the shirt. I was just noticing that it's different. It's different.
Miss Phyllis, how you doing?
Good
Someone that's been
morning.
around as long as Miss Phyllis, you know. What? Miss Tina out. She talking to you? Good morning, Tina out. She's actually, what do you call the mother of your cousin's child that never married him? Is that family? I guess that's family too. I'm gonna count her as family. I'm gonna count her as family too. Cousin, that's what I'm gonna call her, cousin. Happier today, William Brown. What a day to have you here. Man, we're talking about words matter, the language of success and influence. I just saw it flash on the screen.
No, but you, first of all, don't read everything that flashes on my screen.
Well, I didn't know you knew Tina.
It doesn't matter. They don't know what I know, and you don't have to say everything you know.
I didn't know you knew her, but she's on your page.
Not necessarily.
What you mean she's not necessarily?
Anyway, words matter. I'm trying to get back onto the words, and
you're really trying to get back onto the words?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Because the words matter. The words that you use, the words that you choose, the words that you think, and the words that you say.
Especially that.
I think the words that you think as well as the words that you. I understand the power of the words that you say. I understand that. But I have to say, there are some powerful words sometimes fighting in my head for positioning that I have to actually hit, psychologically hit them, get them out, or over talk them, or.
Well, we're gonna have fun with this thought today. Consistent positive direction language.
That's not the thought for today.
Well, that's a part of it to me.
Okay, that's part of the thought. Because words matter. So say what you mean.
I'm meaning what I say.
Say what you mean. Hey, Kimberly Marie Jackson. She says, hey, Kimberly.
Yeah, a whole woman over there talking about say what you mean.
No, you did not go there.
We create worlds with words.
Absolutely.
We create worlds with words. Man, I wish William Brown was in studio today so you could actually hear him live speed flatulate on what he just said, because I would love to hear it too. And flatulate is a word that we've adopted in my house. Coming from the classic poet Oswald Bates from the mid-90s television series In Living Color. And in my house, flatulate means to explain further. That's what it means. Explain further. Words matter.
I'm trying to find my words, y'all. Because this is pragmatical.
Just hang this chariot is going. Okay. These wild horses here. Grab hold of the reins.
Just go.
If you can. If not, just hang on to the side. We're gonna keep it. I'm gonna carry the reins, okay, if you can't carry it.
Those words is just getting better and better.
See, what that was called a challenge. It was a challenge. Look, if you can't hang, if you can't afford this, we have some less expensive shirts over there.
Good morning, Lena Janelle. Lena, I actually found your name applicably apropos for one of our fish. And her name is Lena. Because she swims like this.
Not all the time. But
all the time. Every time I see her, she is on her side.
It's not an angelfish. Something like an angelfish, but it's not an angelfish. But she's got a lot of fins and all that stuff, and she typically leans. Now, I don't name my fish, okay? They just have jobs.
I only name them when they stand out. Because most of the time, Brian chooses fish that don't stand out. They are too busy to stand out. They
got work to do.
Worker fish.
They got to maintain.
Pretty.
They got to maintain the environment. They're beautiful. We talk about.
They're just fish.
I got black skirt extras. I got Grammys.
But Lena is lovely.
Yeah, she's the prettiest one in the tank, probably.
And she
likes to lean.
Lean with it. Lean with
And
it.
she likes me. She likes me a lot. Whenever she sees me around, she's one of the few fish.
She knows you feed the people.
Yeah, but even if I'm not feeding, she wants to come and make sure I see her and that she sees me.
Well, anyway, Lena is she's named for how she swims, but when I named her, then I realized, oh yes, like Lena, but I don't spell it like Lena. I spell it Leana.
Where are you ever spelling the name of my fish? Ever.
When I write about her.
When are you gonna write about my fish?
I write about everything. I write about lots of stuff in my journal. I do write about a lot of things. Sometimes I write about things on my Facebook.
Really?
But Lena is. You can't say what I'm going to write about.
I know you're not going to do it.
I write about my bunnies in the neighborhood. They haven't come out to see me yet. They've been out to see my mom. But words matter. The language of success and influence starts with words.
Start with the basics. We're going to get progressively more deep.
Is that what we're doing?
I told you. If you can't hold on to these reins, just hold on to the side of the chariot. I got it. I know you're not about to put your lips on my. Oh my God! I ain't even have a whole cup, and you took that.
I didn't.
What's in your hand? Nothing. Give me some.
God, who will get up and make stuff?
That's not the. You should have had you some.
I did.
You want some of mine too. So you had all of yours.
Yes.
And you want some of mine
a
too.
A sip of yours.
A sip. Now I got you a whole new cup.
Oh yeah.
Because you took half of it.
I took half of it. Yeah. Y'all saw that half that I took, right?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, today, if you are in the Charlotte, North Carolina, Concord, Huntersville area at 1 p.m. today, whoop, 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 in-person networking is back, baby. We're doing an in-person networking meeting with Business Club. Lisa and I are going to be facilitators of the meeting. We're going to have a wonderful time. It's think tank style, networking style. It's right across the BJ's at the Concord Mills Mall, right adjacent to it. And I have the address if you're in the area. But boy, are we excited to be back outside networking again.
The link to register is on screen across the bottom, and I'll put it up big so you can see it.
If you have the picture too, it'd be great. The flyer.
I do.
So anyway, we're going to talk about that. So I was saying before Lisa lost her cookies, starting with the basic things like the difference between saying I can't versus I can. Okay.
Every Thursday at 1 p.m. Business Club with a K. And to register, go to theclub.co/BK for Business Club Concord. We would love to have you there, and the registration is free, and we'll love to see you.
It's a free registration, it's free to attend, all of that stuff. But bring your talent, bring your intellect, and we're going to have a good time.
Absolutely. William Brown says, when we group together words, worlds or realities are created.
Come on with it, William.
The listener has the choice to come into agreement or reject them. When we agree, we're in conversation. When we disagree, we are in conflict. Mm-hmm. Words matter because it creates connections or disconnections.
Love it, William Brown. Now, I can see this morning you and I have different focuses on the topic, okay? Because I'm going down one road, you want to try to go to the other. I'm telling you, baby.
I'm not trying to go nowhere. I have no objective. Maybe that's derailing your objective. Because I can use words, honey. Let me tell you something. I can rock a word. I can spin a phrase. I can do a whole bunch of things with words. I create whole atmosphere. Yes, I can rap.
Okay, rap with the word apple right now. Go.
Anyway, Uzama, good morning. Good morning.
Apple, pie, leaf. Those are words you can. Come on, baby, give me something.
Kimberly, thank you. She says, death and life are in the power of our tongue. Absolutely.
Kimberly's going to be the grown up in the room.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue. And the world was created with words. Words are necessary for creation.
Okay, it was. Yes. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. You can speak someone's demise. You can speak someone's life too.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how this is going to be taken, but you take it.
Here we go. Here we
Right?
go.
But
That means brace yourself.
believe it or not, I was kind of a mama bear. So when my son was in high school, I had to go up to school for some things that were going on. And there was this lady in the parking lot that pulled out abruptly and almost crashed and almost made me crash into her. And I just got fuming mad. And because my baby was in the car and he wasn't a baby, he was a teenager. But anyway, my words were very controlled because I didn't use them because my son was in the car. So I had to control myself. But he could see the words running over my head and he could see or feel the power that was coming from me. And he said, Mom, stop. Mom, stop. Mom, stop.
Anything.
I did not. I literally intentionally did not say anything because I was going to kill that woman. Oh, yeah, I was going to kill that woman. I was going to kill her with my thoughts. And if I had let my thoughts come up, catch up with my words, then honey, it was about to be on.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah.
Good morning.
Words matter.
In the classic movie Undercover Brother. Undercover Brother. Have y'all seen that classic movie Undercover Brother? There's a scene, Eddie Griffin's character, he comes into the office and says, good morning. And then there's the radical brother character played by Dave Chappelle. He's playing this, good morning. You know what a good morning means to me? And he had all this black stuff that go around it, why you shouldn't say the words good morning. It was ridiculous. But Dr. Deborah coming in the room saying good morning reminded me of that scene.
Well, it's really not ridiculous. And those that are a little more pedantic about good morning don't believe that those are the words we should say. Those are actually negative. That's why you hear a lot of grand rising and instead of good morning, because they don't want to be morning in the morning. They want to be rising.
What do you call that time period after night? It's morning time.
Yes.
Right?
Sure.
In the 80s, Jesse Jackson had a great sermon called It's Morning Time. Played it all the time, that sermon. It's morning time. It's morning time. That was positive. It was motivational the way he used it.
Okay. Dr. Deborah says words definitely matter, and they do. They do.
I got to lose weight or I got to regain my ideal body. Which one is more positive? Which one is better?
William Brown says, one important thing I learned from doing my podcast, One Word Conversations, was I was too casual with words and was creating a casual life.
Interesting.
Now I work hard to be intentional with my words and my life. Amen.
That is so interesting. I learned I was too casual with words and was creating a casual life. Now I work hard to be intentional with my words and my life. That's an amazing thought.
Good morning, Stephanie Morris, and happy belated birthday. We had all of our dates and wheels crossed up. We wanted to say happy birthday and be there with you for that luncheon when you came
we would have been there.
But we had everything back. So we're sorry. And I have
today, Stephanie, you live in Concord.
Yes.
We're going to be in Concord today at 1:00, Stephanie, for a business club meeting. If you want to join us for in-person networking.
In-person networking.
So it'd be great because we do have a beautiful card for you, Stephanie. I've already written my portion of the card. I don't know if Lisa ever got around to writing her stuff with the card yet, but I wrote my stuff to your card already.
Do y'all see that? Y'all see it? It's called tracks on back.
For what?
But when you just ran over my back talking about, I don't know if Lisa put anything in the card yet.
Because when I wrote
that's not even the point.
Because when
I chose the card and put it on your desk.
And then you said, write something to Stephanie on it. And I did.
Stephanie, get your brother.
But I noticed that at the time I wrote, I was the only one who had written anything.
Was I planning to write it when we were leaving to go see her and then found out that we had the wrong day? You see that?
Mhm.
Y'all see it? Y'all see that? Y'all see what that looks like? It looks like car tracks across my back. Stephanie said, "Thank you and love,
So
love."
come join us, Stephanie. You're gonna be in Concord anyway. So we're gonna have a good time with that today. Dr. Deborah Dustin says, in his words.
In his words, God talks a lot about mourning. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning.
Cometh
Amen.
in the
Cometh
morning.
in the morning.
Joy comes
Absolutely.
in the morning.
Joy. And she goes on to say, "Hey, Steph. Hey, Stephania. How you doing?" But so what words do you choose? One of my goddaughters absolutely refuses to say goodbye. She refuses to say goodbye. She only will say see you later, and she is serious about it. And interestingly enough, in some of my research, because I'm always looking at the etymology of things, in some of my research, there was a curse that was performed by saying goodbye twice. Like you say Beetlejuice 3 times and he shows up. But if you say goodbye twice, you actually can put a curse on someone.
Wow.
From what I heard, from what I read. I don't, obviously you have to believe it, right? So since I don't believe it, I don't subscribe to that thought. However, she was very serious about never saying
This
that.
is such a big, big topic. The language of positive direction versus negative direction, the language of success versus and influence. You know, I teach because I've learned too from a great book called Money Talks. Money Talks was the name of the book by Alan Weiss. And he's talking about the language you need to use to sell speaking services. Because there's a certain language you got to use to sell your service. And it can be more than just speaking. But the language that you use for the people that are going to pay you is different than the language you use for the people that enjoy you. Listen to that. The language you use for people that pay you versus the people that enjoy you. There's different language.
Absolutely. My sister refuses to say goodbye.
Interesting.
I get it. She may have the same belief.
Mhm.
And as a man thinketh, so is he. And we get to respect that. We get to respect that element.
Well, let me teach this part, okay? The language for the people that you want to pay you needs to be language of as if it's already happened and what they're getting after it's done. The language of, so when I'm finished with my talk or when I'm finished with my workshop, your people are going to be able to, or when I'm done, you're going to have this here at your company. That's the language you use to speak to the people that pay you, because they care a whole lot more about what they're left with after you're done. Somebody here is going to use what I just said to help them in their business.
Words matter. The
It's
language
true.
of success and
Doing too
influence.
much.
It's doing too much.
Yep. This is a brand new shirt. The first time I've worn it, and it's just funny.
It hasn't been washed.
It hasn't been washed or nothing yet. Yeah.
So that's why I still got the rigid. What do you call that stuff?
I don't know.
The
Folds, wrinkles.
No, the stuff that they put, the synthetics,
Oh,
all of those things that they put for packaging and all that. Yeah,
that's what's throwing the shirt off?
that's what's throwing your feeling off. It doesn't feel like brand yet. You haven't got your body.
You may be right. You may be right.
Brian said, Dr. Deborah said, Brian, that was a great nugget. I'm going to use it.
You almost stepped on it. You was like changing the subject before I finished making my point. I had to fight for my right to say the point. You in for it today, baby. My energy's still high from last night. I had high energy last night. I worked. Dr. Deborah was there. Our energy was up last night. I was up late too, Dr. Deborah. I watched a great movie. I watched Den of Thieves 2 on Netflix. Had a great cigar. And I got good sleep. And I woke up with full energy again. So, and I'm going to have full energy today at Business Club too at 1:00. I'm looking forward to that.
Dr. Beverly says, words matter. I am unstoppable.
See?
Unstoppable because I said so.
Because I said so.
Grand rising to my favorite, awesome, beautiful family. If you don't know that you are all awesome, say it to yourself. Then tell them Beverly said So
Love all of that, Dr. Beverly. Thank you very much for that submission. I love everything that she just said. I am unstoppable because I said so. And that's it. That's the end of it. It's not up for debate. She's not asking you, can she be unstoppable? She's not asking for permission to be unstoppable. She says she is because she said so. I love all of that. Love, that's what it is. It's hot in this mug. Okay, this house is hot. Okay, I gotta go lower the temperature or bring it down to like 40 degrees in the house. That's what I'm gonna do today.
I have nothing to do with climate control.
You say that.
I don't even know how to work it.
You say that. She says she doesn't work my thermostat, but
I don't touch it.
I'll set it at
walk right past
72.
it.
I'll set
And
it at 72.
And I never touch it.
And some days I come back for some reason it's at 71. I know I set it at 72.
I have not touched the thermostat in 8 years, 9 years, except when you told me what to turn it to. And in those cases, I even asked you how to do it.
Yeah.
So you can say whatever you want to say, but those words don't matter at all. If I'm hot, I open a window and turn on a fan, and if I'm cold, I get under a blanket. None of the rest of anything else is my business.
Cartoons and newspapers called Family Circus. They had a ghost in the house called Not Me. That was the name of the ghost, was Not Me.
Well, whatever.
Who did it?
I promise you, it's not me.
Not Me did it. The ghost named Not Me did all of that stuff.
Hey, man, Stephanie says, I am committed to my success.
She said it.
I actually had a young lady that I thought might be someone to refer you to. That's right. Stephanie said, Brian, you have a long sleeve shirt on.
Yeah.
You the one talking about it's hot.
So
anyway,
are you saying that to say because I have on a long sleeve shirt, I'm hot?
Listen, I don't know why you're hot, and it doesn't have to have anything to do with my validation. And that is one thing that I really want to emphasize with you. When I am hot or cold, it has nothing to do with the thermostat, the air, nothing. It has to do with me. And whether or not you agree with me being hot or cold, the temperature is this and the temperature is that, I have no concern at all whatsoever, even whether or not you agree with me. Your words don't matter when it comes to my personal temperature. Period.
My brother's familiar with that ghost.
Not me ghost.
If it's two people in here and one of us didn't do it, the process of elimination would indicate that the other one probably did.
Hey, Sheila, good morning. Please, please, please join the conversation.
Sheila who? Oh, Gothard. Good morning, Sheila Gothard. How you doing? I don't see her on my screen.
That's okay. Everything is not about you.
It's called menopause. I'm going through menopause, Stephanie. Is that what it is? Why is menopause? It's called menopause.
It's the same reason why menstruation is called menstruation.
It means that during this time period, men need to pause all activities. Stuff you was gonna do, just pause all of that. That's what it means. It means that nicety, that good time you was thinking about having, pause all of that. That's what that means. Menopause.
Hey, man. Sheila said, Sheila who? Sheila you.
You ain't gonna believe this, Sister Sheila. I know more than one Sheila. You ain't gonna believe that. I know. If I look up Sheila in my phone right now, my contact list, I probably got 6 Sheilas. This one. This is the one that matters. Sheila Gothard. That's the one that matters.
That's it. That's it. I washed my hair last night because I had to get it to
Me too.
participate tomorrow. That's right. Stephanie said, because the men need to pause. They need to pause.
That's what menopause is. They don't call it womanopause. It's called menopause. All that cool stuff you was planning, pause all of that. We're going to a comedy show tonight too, by the way. We're going to host the business club at 1 tonight at 7 o'clock here in Charlotte. I'm at 700 North Tryon inside some kind of an art gallery. They're having 6 comedians, and we're going to go tonight at 7. I don't even know how much the tickets are. I just saw it on Facebook. A guy named Kevin Glover, who puts on a lot of things. We've been to a lot of his events here in Charlotte.
What did I walk into this morning? Sounds serious. Did you see the viral video of? Thank you, Dr. Deborah. She says, Lisa, your hair looks very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
You see the viral video of? That's called a cliffhanger.
The
viral video that I'm enjoying the most is by a comedian named Godfrey. Y'all know who Godfrey? He does a lot of impersonations. But he's talking about the battle between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James right now. It's hilarious. And he impersonates both Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. It's hilarious.
That's right, Stephanie. Stephanie is trying to catch Sheila up. She says, Sheila, Brian says he's hot. He has a long sleeve shirt on. That's right. Amen. Sheila said the lady who has steam coming from her bald head at a baseball game. I saw the image, but I didn't see the video. I saw her and the smoke coming from her head. And I've actually seen smoke come from Brian's head before.
I've seen smoke come from a lot of people's head before. Most of the heat that leaves your body, that's where it goes through. But if it's colder outside, but you're hot inside, you can see it. Definitely.
I love Godfrey.
I love Godfrey too. I'm a big fan, and he's really taking advantage of the shorts and the reels. He's putting out shorts and reels left and right now, which is helping. And that's something that's available to everybody. We can all do shorts, we can all do reels, but do we want to? Can we? Or is it a discipline thing? I should be doing a whole lot more of them. I should. So words matter. The language, the words you choose. And there's really some words that you should not say, not let it escape your lips. And there's words you should say much more often. Dr. Deborah, I'm going to keep on teaching some stuff. In selling, you should use emotional language versus logical language, more emotional language. And I teach people to say the most emotional word in the English language much more often. The most emotional word in English language is the word love. L-O-V-E, love. And most adults have taught themselves how to stop using it. Most adults have taught themselves to use that word a lot less. As the sales confidence coach, especially when you're endeavoring to do business, I'm encouraging you to use that word often and comfortably. Love.
Hey,
and not so much love where you're the star. Like, I love helping people. I love my job. I love my business. I love my stuff. Not that way. Use it other directed. You're going to love. My clients love. You're going to love. You will experience this. That's the way you should use it.
Stephanie says even the tone of your voice, delivering the words is important. Absolutely.
It's major.
But I want to reiterate to you something, because that is something that you teach, being otherwise directed. It's not making yourself the star of the sentence when you're using the word love. But I think that's what you teach, but that's not always what you do.
Certainly.
And sometimes when I hear it, I'm like, I want to remind you that that's the opposite of what you teach. But
if I don't do it all the time, I suspect I do it most of the time. But I'm sure there's times where I don't always make it other direction.
Absolutely. Good morning, Ja
Smalls. What a day for you to step into the room. We're talking about words matter, the language of success and influence. Ja Smalls, if you didn't know,
he knows how to fashion.
Is an amazing poet. Now he has a talent for poetry, but he also taken that talent and developed it.
Mm-hmm.
He studied it, and so much so that he can teach it.
Absolutely.
And he studied writing, and he teaches writing and teaches creative writing. So he's intimately in tune with the language of words.
How
words
Vicky.
can move a moment, how words can change an environment.
Can change the energy in the room, much like music. Words can change the temperature or the climate in the room. I've seen his words change the room. I've seen his performances metamorphosize what's going on in the room, go from happy to sad to angry to I've seen the transitions that words, the journeys that words
I've seen Ja Smalls and his brother's words melt women in the audience. John's done it. His brother do it
He
too.
freestyle.
They started
I
saying
love
some stuff,
it.
some love poems, and you see women squirming in their chairs and oh.
Things that I use love a lot. That's awesome to know that it helps my sales force.
Yes,
It
it
helps your
does.
sales, absolutely.
Here's another word for you. This is the word that most adults wish they heard more often. This word that most adults reward people that use this word. This is a magical word. The word that and they don't hear it nearly enough. Would you like to know what that word is that most adults wish they heard more often? Would you like to know what it is, that word? Josh says,
there's some next level melting happening these days. Okay. Vicky says, as a wordsmith, in parentheses, writer, I know and respect the importance of words. So do I. I love words, and I love how words can take you from point A to point B, point C, and back to point A. You can take someone on a journey. It's just, especially even thinking of the 10 Play Festival on last Saturday, we were able to take a journey with words, even in that monologue, to inside the person's house.
Yep.
To the front lawn.
Yep.
And it was still set on one stage.
What
we didn't
tools
see
did she
none of
have?
those things, but she used words.
Only her
Sister
words
Taylor
and how she said it.
used words.
That's all
and
she
the
used.
inflection that she used them, you could see what was going on in the house. You could imagine. Words help you to see and feel and understand what's happening. Crystal, and crystal, those words took us on a journey. All of the words on in spoken word, even talking about John, I'm remembering one of the pieces.
Only Lena wants to know what the word is that most of
us Ja, one of the pieces that I think your brother Wise was speaking, it made me so uncomfortable that I had to leave the room.
Yeah, we talking about Stinny, the slave boy.
Maybe that was it. I don't know. But I had to leave the room and recompose myself because I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, but that's how awesome it is.
Yes, that's how powerful words are.
Yep. And then there was a season that Lisa and I was consuming a lot of Ja's stuff.
And we welcome the opportunity to do so again. We need to know what's going on and when so that we can share it with you guys and possibly come ourselves.
There was one night, Ja will remember this, where it was just nasty up in there, man. All the poems was sex related and nasty and detailed and fun too. We had a good time, but
why not? Vicky said one of our patrons expressed the same sentiment. Different journeys we took the audience on. Absolutely. Dr. Deborah said words can bring about emotion and vision. Absolutely.
No doubt, and they do.
The word of God says to write the vision and make it plain. That means write the words that you see so that you can make it plain and clear so that when you run, you will not faint. It will provide the energy needed to sustain the vision. Write the words down. Write it.
Yep. The language of success. Can you write success? Can you use success words? I've already shared one. I got three more in the chamber, but nobody wants to hear them.
Well, yeah, we do. We're waiting on you. The first word was love. Love. The first word was love.
I'm looking for a consensus, baby.
Okay.
That's all I'm looking for, if I can get it, which is another cool word. Lisa and I, one of the things from the very beginning we both learned about each other was we liked words and we liked looking up the origins of the words. And Lisa and I, this is how nerdy we are. We'll come up with a word and we'll think we know what it means and we'll check the dictionary.
And we'll accept or reject it.
Because a lot of times the dictionary is not right. The dictionary is failing here, or the dictionary does not do a good job of explaining what the word means. Okay, certain words, the dictionary has a difficult time. Like love, dictionary has a difficult time explaining what that is. Okay, affirm, the dictionary don't know how to explain what that means.
Is a word that the dictionary
struggles
with. Difficult time. The word is.
my goodness.
Vicky says, sometimes I write my words down before I have a challenging conversation to see how my response sounds before I speak it.
Interesting too.
I like it.
There's another thing too about writing it down. Thank you, Vicky, for that submission. If you have a problem, if you write down the problem you're having, the problem seems so much smaller once you wrote it down. In fact, there's a big problem, you write down the big problem. This is what's going on here, and this is the finish. Once you write it down, get it out your head and on paper, it doesn't seem big nearly as much anymore. You know, it seems much more manageable.
It's
Just
so
because it
funny
was
that
written.
whenever anyone talks about writing something down and making it smaller, I think of that song, Run Mary Run. And I don't know why.
Run, Mary, run.
Run Mary Run. One of the verses says, take a piece of right and put it under. Anyway, it's old and I'm old.
Very old. I don't even know that, Jam.
I'm old.
What? Dr.
Right.
Leroy is Dr. Leroy McKenzie up in the house. Says, great morning, good people. Have a great day. Dr. Leroy, you here on a good day. We're talking about words matter.
Words
The
matter.
language of success and influence. The words that we choose has a lot to say about how far we go in life. How the words we choose has a lot to do with our success or failure. The words we choose even has a lot to do with our prosperity or poverty.
Yeah, because they bring us either closer to or further away from where it is that I'm
Yep. It's 9:40. We haven't done today in African American history yet.
Today in African American history.
The time has flown by.
By Michael A. Carson on this day in history. 1888.
1888, okay.
The True Reformers Bank of Richmond, also known as the Grand Fountain of the United Order of True Reformers Savings Bank, became the first bank created, owned, and operated by African Americans. That bank was established in Virginia.
Does it say what part of Virginia?
Richmond.
Richmond, Virginia was the first Black-owned bank in 1888 that was founded and run by Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one. There's several on the page, but that's one that we have time for today. Here's the other word I wanted to teach you guys to use, even though y'all ain't really want it, but I gotta bless. The first word was love. Dr. Deborah highlights. Brian, one of the words that you taught me to use is investment. Okay? Especially initial investment. Instead of down payment, it's an initial investment. That's a very bad word to a good word. Instead of payment, it's an investment. But the word I was going to teach this morning was the word that most adults wish they heard more often, and they don't. The word that most adults wish they heard more often is the sound of their own first names. Their own first names. Most adults wish they heard their names spoken more often. And the person who is willing to say their name out loud, it's almost every time you're willing to say a person's name, it's almost as if you're edifying them by just being willing to say their name. It's almost as if you're complimenting them about saying their first name. And the cool thing about first names is, another cool thing about first names is, Dr. Leroy, this is one of the words that you cannot overuse. You can say their name again and again and again and again. And every time you say their name, you gain an influence, attention. And the more you say their name, the more they like you.
Dr. Deborah, I'm surprised that was Virginia. Vicky
A
says
Commonwealth
that's interesting.
state.
A Commonwealth state that I never would have imagined would endorse a Black bank. Absolutely.
Probably wasn't endorsed,
That part.
especially not in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
They probably had to fight tooth and nail to get that bank established. That's why it's significant.
What's the significance of that?
Let's look that up. Tooth and nail.
Tooth and nail.
I'm fighting tooth and nail.
Tooth and nail, is that fingernail or tooth and nail?
I imagine the nail that you nail. You bite the nail? I don't know. I'm fighting tooth and nail. These colloquialisms, why do we say them when we don't know where they come from? Okay.
You know what I actually got interested in the other day was a colloquialism that I remember from even being a child. And I heard it again, and I was like, where the heck? They don't know my grandmother. She used to always refer to the devil as old Slewfoot. And
I've heard that.
I had not really heard it anywhere else other than in my youth. And then I heard a couple of throwback preachers use it in my adulthood, but it was actually a throwback to oral tradition. It's not a biblical term. It was a throwback to oral tradition. And one of the names that they called Satan, supposedly derogatory because thinking that someone who walked slew-footed was twisted and contorted, and there was some oral tradition and evil.
You know, I wish we had more time to talk about words because certain words are more tolerable when they're done in a sing-songy way or with music background. Like if we sing along with it, it's okay. You know, the concept might be horrible, but if it's in a nursery rhyme, it's okay.
Like London Bridge is falling down.
London Bridge is falling down. There's a bridge burning and falling. Rock-a-bye baby. Think about that. Rock-a-bye baby. And this is a bedtime song, okay?
For baby.
But in the treetops. Why is the cradle in the treetop?
Or even laying down to sleep.
When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall and down will come baby.
Cradle and all.
Cradle and all. Good night, sweetheart.
Those words, you know what? But there is something to be said to putting words to music. There are some things when I was thinking about it, think about something that you can remember from 1985, right? That you can remember and almost quote verbatim from 1985 because they were on TV. The music was to it, and that helped you to memorize it.
1985 was the year I graduated high school, and my jam that year was "Don't Disturb This Groove."
That's right. Vicky says, reiterating again how Senator Booker utilized words to take the great stance.
All right, it's 9:45. We got to start right now if we're going to get everyone in. The way we say thank you for contributing to the show is with greeting songs, with greeting logos.
And we appreciate you.
If this is your first time here, just bear with us. Her name is Dr. LisaSantiagoMcNeilll.
And he is Brian K. McNeill.
This is called Let's Talk About It. Up first in the room is Miss Phyllis George. She's been rocking with us for 9 years. She's been on. We're doing the show since October 2016. Miss Phyllis has been with us the whole ride. She's got a song that goes, Miss Phyllis is here.
Phyllis is here.
So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. That's her greeting logo.
Absolutely.
I can't see what's in the
William Brown. Okay.
William Brown is next. He's got a song too, and it goes, good morning to our friend Will.
Nobody thinks like him.
We love him so, and we always will. Our friend Will. Kimberly Marie Jackson, you deserve a jam.
She has one. Decadent pop, 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 pop on my mind. My mind. Pop, pop, popcorn on my mind.
I want Kimberly's name in it.
She's Decadent popcorn.
Okay, Kimberly Marie Jackson, that's what we're going to go with until we find something better.
It's not.
Yes, we will.
Something better.
Yes, we will.
She's already endorsed it.
She might endorse something else better. Lena Janelle, baby, we gets high off her art, don't know how to behave. Ooh. That's right, that's Lena Janelle's jam. Lena Janelle. Uzama's like the fourth one in the room today. What?
Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King. Uzama, Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King.
Uzama, good morning, sir. Dr. Deborah Dustin's got a song too.
Dr. Deborah, non-profit strategist.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah Dustin. You know, she's been traveling and she ain't finished traveling. She got to travel some more. Okay. Stephanie Mars got a song too.
Life has new meaning to me.
There is beauty up above and things we never take notice of. You wake up and Stephanie, you're in love. Good morning, Stephanie Mars. I'm hoping we can see you today, Stephanie. Dr. Beverly, uniquely taken over Thomas, has a logo and it goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly, and good morning to you and the rest of your crew. Good morning to you, Dr. Beverly. Who's next?
Sheila, storms are brewing in her eyes.
Oh, I still had cough in my mouth. I couldn't get it out in time. We did Lena, we did Sheila. Josh Moss got one too, and it goes,
God is in the house.
boom, boom. God is in the house. That's Josh jam. John almost escaped me, bro. You need to come a little bit more often.
Vicky Evans rock.
Steady, steady rocking all night long. Vicky Evans rocks. Steady, rocking to the break of.
Rocking to the break of dawn, y'all.
Good morning, Sister Vicky Linnell Evans. Dr. Leroy McKenzie, I would love to get a jam with your name. Song or genre. Something. Who else is next?
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I'm telling you, it is going to be a busy day. And once again, if you are in the Charlotte, North Charlotte, Concord area,
Huntersville, Concord area,
original area, and come get here. 1 o'clock today, Business Club is offering
distinct textile networking, in-person networking.
Absolutely.
Lisa and I, the facilitators, we're part of it. We didn't found this thing, but we were asked and we accepted the leadership role of the Concord location. They also have a couple of other locations already operating in Business Club, and they have amazing leadership in those too, like in South Charlotte. So Deb and Steve Gatter run that, I think. But in this area, we're going to run it. Is that my cousin Brianna DeBerry watching? What's up, cuz? How you doing?
So we love you.
We're about to get out of here, though.
And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow for Shout It Out Friday.
Tomorrow, Shout Out Friday. Shout out your business, your cars, your whatever. Come prepared to shout out something or someone.
Absolutely. In the meantime, in between time,